Hey there thinkers, welcome back to Critical Hit. My name is Est, and brace yourself for this one. So apparently Microsoft is on a valiant quest to rid their platforms of what they perceive as toxicity. And guess what? They birthed a shiny new marvel for Xbox, the Gaming for Everyone product inclusion framework. Can you feel the eye rolling already? Because I sure can. So let's get into this. Full disclosure, I am still under the weather. However, seriously, this framework is like the epitome of woke culture on steroids. It's like they rated the buzzword bingo and decided to throw everything into the mix. Hey everyone, who needs good old-fashioned gaming when you can just have inclusion, right? Because nothing says immersive gameplay like ticking off diversity checkboxes. Oh, Microsoft, you never fail to amuse. Keep fighting the good fight against those pesky, toxic gamers, because nothing screams fun like being policed on how inclusive your gaming experience should be. Now, according to this genius framework, developers should sprinkle in some stories and themes from marginalized communities or emerging markets, because nothing says authentic representation like throwing in a token character or two, right? And oh, let's not forget the riveting discussion about boobies in video games and chainmail armor, because obviously that's what gamers are dying to see, a thorough analysis of jiggle physics and medieval fashion choices. I mean, who needs a compelling gameplay when you can have a checklist of woke topics to address? Truly groundbreaking stuff. Yes, at the tippy top of this masterpiece, it boldly proclaims that having your story told is a universal human need. Well, aren't we just Captain Obvious today? But fear not, for this framework promises to sprinkle in some diversity like a dash of seasoning for those poor souls from marginalized communities who apparently don't exist in the mainstream media, because Hollywood and the gaming industry have been bending over backwards to diversify their content. The lengths they have gone to. Behind the scenes, they are shuffling around diverse developers and production crews like they're collecting trading cards, because nothing screams authentic representation like ticking off diversity quotas, right? And let's not forget the token diversity parade happening on screen. We've got gems like The Acolyte, a female-centric series featuring women of color, and in the gaming world, we've got titles like Forspoken and Flintlock, gracing us with their presence. Oh, and let's not overlook the grand gesture of race-swapping characters in God of War Ragnarok and Alan Wake, because nothing says progress like changing a character's ethnicity for the sake of it. But hey, who needs genuine diversity when you can just slap a label on it and call it a day? Are they telling new stories or offering new perspectives? Because, we're all dying for yet another rehashed plotline with a sprinkle of diversity thrown in for good measure. And let's not forget the crucial inquiry. Do all your characters look like carbon copies of each other? Because heaven forbid we have any variety in character design. But fear not, dear developers, for this framework is merely a gentle suggestion, a nudge in the right direction, because who needs actual representation when you can have a checklist to soothe your doubts? Oh, the generosity of it all. Just remember, this framework won't actually be forced upon you. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Are they perpetuating any negative gender stereotypes? Are they daring to introduce gender barriers into their design? And let's not forget the pinnacle of inclusivity, playable female characters who are as skilled as their male counterparts, because nothing says equality like ticking off boxes in a checklist, right? But it doesn't stop there. Are their female characters properly dressed for the occasion, or are they stuck in some medieval equivalent of a chainmail bikini? And don't even get me started on body proportions, because apparently realism is the name of the game now. And who cares if your character looks like they've been on steroids since birth? It's all about fitting into this so-called realism bubble that's been shoved down our throats. But hey, let's not rain on anyone's parade. If a developer wants to create a character with proportions that defy the laws of physics, who are we to judge? After all, we're just the players, eagerly awaiting our next dose of absurdity in the gaming world. Well, isn't this a revelation? Here's a shocker. Most of us actually enjoy oogling over those jaw-dropping, gorgeous characters. I mean, who needs realism when you can have fantastical perfection, right? Because let's face it, if we wanted to lay our eyes on normal looking people, we would just step outside and take a gander at real people. But no, we're talking about video games here, where the laws of physics take a back seat and exaggerated body proportions reign supreme. And hey, let's not get our panties in a twist over clothing and armor choices. Who cares if your female character is decked out in battle gear that wouldn't survive a light breeze? We're not here for the practicality, we're here for the escapism. Because, it's totally normal for a fictional character to defy all logic and reason, so let's embrace the absurdity and leave the nitpicking to the real world, shall we? Now, let's talk priorities. If I'm busy zapping enemies with lightning bolts and unleashing fiery lava blasts as a mage, who gives a flying broomstick if my character is sporting a chainmail bikini? Seriously, the only concern here should be whether the darn game runs smoothly, if the graphics are worth a second glance, and if it's as bug-free as a freshly sprayed dragon. But no. Instead, we're fixating on the attire of virtual warriors. And isn't it just peachy how they conveniently ignore the sweaty shirtless hunks flaunting their abs in the sun? Because, double standards are all the rage in video game land. It's like they're trying to say, sure, I'll go at the beefcakes all you want, but heaven forbid a female character shows a bit of skin. Oh, the horror. So let's raise our swords to the unequal treatment in gaming. It's as predictable as the next fetch quest. The awakening of Microsoft to the wonders of wokeness. They've been on quite a journey, haven't they? With their arsenal of policies aimed at silencing what they label as toxic Xbox gamers. Those were the days, weren't they? Back when we could hop on Xbox Live, play some Call of Duty, and engage in some good old-fashioned banter. But alas, those golden moments are but a distant memory now. Because you see, the delicate snowflakes of today just can't handle a little verbal sparring. Oh no, the banter is now akin to the plague of toxicity, according to the powers that be at Microsoft. They've taken to Twitter to preach their gospel of safe spaces and inclusivity, announcing their shiny new strike system to educate us plebs on our impact on the gaming experience. Oh Microsoft, how far you have fallen from your glory days of Xbox Live banter. But fear not, for the age of wokeness, we must tread lightly, lest we offend the delicate sensibilities of the gaming elite. So let us raise our controllers to the brave new world of forced niceties and sanitized gaming experiences. Truly, it's a time to remember. Or maybe, just maybe, it's time to roll our eyes and find a new hobby. And this is the brilliance of Microsoft's solution. Instead of, using the mute button or the block buttons, like civilized human beings, they decided to roll out a strike system. 8 strikes and you're out. Because apparently handling toxicity is best left to an automated ban hammer, rather than, empowering players to manage their own experiences. But hey, who needs trust when you've got corporate overlords like Microsoft calling the shots? Because clearly their top priority is protecting their delicate gamer souls from a hint of toxicity. Because, we're incapable of handling a bit of banter ourselves. Oh, and let's not forget their charming habit of dishing out lists of demands to developers, because nothing says innovation like forcing creative minds to adhere to the checklist of political correctness. So here's to the bright future of sanitized gaming experiences and corporate overreach. It's a thrill ride. The looming question, what monstrosities will be shoehorned into our beloved games now that Microsoft is playing morality police with their ESG and DEI checklists? Brace yourselves, because the era of corporate virtue signaling is upon us. But fear not, dear thinkers, for I shall be keeping a watchful eye on this circus. Will the gaming developers bend the knee and sing praises to the Microsoft's Gaming for Everyone inclusion framework? Or will they dare to defy the woke overlords? The suspense is killing me. Well, I do believe that's it for now. Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, ring the bell for notifications, and share this video far and wide. As always, my name is Est, and I'm signing off now. So, I will see you in the next one. Toodles!